Okay. Hopefully everybody can hear me now. Not 100% sure what the sound issues were, but you know, Labor Day, I guess. Oh joy! I thought I was past all these audio issues and things, but uh, okay. Well, welcome. I don't. I mean, you didn't hear any of that. You didn't hear any. I gave you all the secrets to the universe in the first part. I just can't repeat myself. I can't bring myself to do it. Okay, just kidding. Okay. Well, let me see. Well, welcome to From Domain to Profit, where today we're going to be talking about labor. It is Labor Day in the U.S., which is a national holiday, and the national holiday gives people a day off, but not me. Maybe you're watching this from the barbecue or something. And realistically, what we want to talk about today is, well, Jim Rohn. Let me tell you this. Jim Rohn, who's a business coach, he says that there can be no new life, no creation without labor, which is why childbirth is called labor. And uh, here on From Domain to Profit, we look at taking domain names and turning them into business. We're giving them new life. So we can't do that without labor. Makes sense? So the question becomes, what are you going to work on most? What are you going to labor on as part of this? And the thing is it's actually not going to be what you might think it is. I think actually one of the reasons why most businesses, web businesses fail, especially as domain people or we want to start a business, we think that we need to labor on something in particular, and I'm telling you, it's actually not that. So I'm going to break down the secret that we're kind of missing out on, and hopefully I can help you prevent and not have and make the mistakes that leave so many web projects just kind of abandoned on the web. All these, maybe you have them. I know I have them. These websites that are out there that I had such great ideas for, but they ended up turning into nothing other than a shell of a business. And why is that? Well, we're going to share that today. But ultimately, what this show is presenting you opportunities. We're presenting opportunities, and then we're talking about some of the obstacles and things that get in the way of making those opportunities happen. Those opportunities come to you in the form of domain names that are available right now, this week, and this week only, not from me, but instead from the expired domains that are out there, these domains that the previous owner let them go. Now they're up for auction and you can get them. And why does that matter? Well, it matters because this premium domain name may be the foundation to present you an opportunity to start a business. You'll see a little more about what I'm talking about here as we get into our first 3-minute business plan. So I am going to actually set up our 3-minute business plan, tell you a little bit about what it is, and that is right here. Boom. Okay. So a 3-minute business plan is a piece of paper you can print it off here, or you can just follow along as we go. It's a lot of fun. The reason why the paper is especially fun is because you are going to come up with completely different ideas than what I'm going to come up with. And I don't want you to be limited by what I say. I want you to always be looking into your own imagination. What could you do with this? How would you develop it? And always, please share it in the chat as you come up with it, because we all want to know. We all want to see where you take it. So this is a 3-minute business plan. And as I say, a 3-minute business plan, these domains that are out there, I view them as rocket launches. Somebody's going to be on the crew of this rocket launch. It has a mission. It has, it's all fueled up, sitting on the launch pad. And now it just needs somebody to step in and make it happen. And that's what these domains that I'm going to bring you today are going to be all about. And we're going to start with domain number 1. It's not the one that I just showed you, so I just tricked it up. We're going to go with this one here, which is fastingsystem.com. This one is over on GoDaddy, and I'm going to start the clock. So in 3 minutes, what we want to do is look at fastingsystem.com and develop a business on it. Talk about what it would take to turn this into a business, possibly for you, somebody you know. Who do you know that's into fasting and nutrition? Huge right now. Like so many different diets and things that are out there that fasting is just huge. It's a big thing. I see it all over the social media and stuff. my experience with fasting, uh, as a Christian, I kind of read this stuff. You read or taught, oh, you should fast about this, or if you really need to ponder something, you can fast about it. The thing is what the heck does that even mean? And I will tell you that for me, I'm like, okay, I really want to do a good job at, making sure that sorry to get all religious, but uh, I'm not sorry. But if I'm looking for like what God wants for this, if I'm going to fast, how do you even do it? I looked at the Bible and it's kind of like, it doesn't really necessarily mention it. Like, so what do? I do what everybody else does. I have a problem. I want to know how to fast. I Google it, and well, there's stuff out there, but of course, okay. It's going to get really awkward up here. This is holiday edition. So, fasting system, here's what it comes down to. People have questions. People want to know how to fast. They want to know how to do it to get the best outcome for their bodies, their minds, their spirits, whatever it is. Fastingsystems.com can be the website that they go to get the answers to their fasting questions. Ultimately, all of us want the result. So the big thing now is fasting, because you can lose weight if you do intermittent fasting and all these different things that I don't do. I'm a little clueless on. But we all just want a system, right? We want to, 1, 2, 3, get what we want. And fastingsystems.com or fastingsystem.com can be where you go to get the system to fast to get your result. You go to the site, you choose what result you're looking for. Maybe it's weight loss, maybe it's spiritual mind awareness, whatnot. And it presents a system, and you charge for this, where it's just like you get free training or something. Because ultimately, what I will tell you about all of us as humans, fasting is a hard thing. It's something none of us really want to do. And when we're presented with something that's hard to do, one of the things we most often do is go research it and learn about it rather than do it. Kind of going to be a common theme today, but isn't that right? What do you guys think? I know that whenever it's something tough, I try to avoid it by learning. So 8 seconds left. Ultimately, there's going to be a lot of search traffic, very authoritative domain name. I don't know what the search traffic would be on it, but I'm sure there is going to be some. And we can just basically keyword target, cost per click, awareness through fasting related keywords, which someday we're going to have to dive into what that looks like. Not today, though. Not today. So I don't know. What do you think? Fastingsystem.com, our first domain. How would you develop it? If you're watching this live, you can mention it in the chat. If you are watching it in the restream, you can always mention in the comments, or you can take action, buy the stinking domain name, and then build your own faster and put your business up on it, which, of course, let me know. And I'm just going to type in here, what would you do? Okay. And there we go. So fastingsystem.com was the first one that we have. And Lee mentioned to go to Twitter. So Lee mentioned that, if you can go to Twitter, I believe it is up on YouTube. I switched over to the backup headset, which I probably just need to do, but ultimately I get so tired of having this thing on. I spend a lot of time with my headset on. It's my focus mode. I get brain.fm and they play that music and I'm just sitting here just trancing away, thinking. So, but if you still have no sound, maybe Lee's onto something there. Maybe you can head over to Twitter. Although I will say my primary stream should be on YouTube. So if you're watching on Twitter, please check us out on YouTube, because that's where I would like to have you, especially if you haven't already. Hit like. Technical issues aside, I'll edit that crap out or something. But please hit like. And then if you have not subscribed yet, please subscribe, because I'm looking to get up to 100 subscribers. I'm stuck in the 70s right now, and I'm ready to break on through and get to that 100. So that's a goal, and you can help me with it, with your subscribe. So let me see here. We are going to dive on to, let me see. I think I want to do one more 3-minute business plan. And I believe this is actually going to take us into secretly the first piece here. So the next domain up on the block is salesoperation.com. Salesoperation.com, and I'm going to start the clock so we keep things moving. Salesoperation.com is so here's the thing. One of the things that I absolutely wish that I didn't have to do is sales. I don't know if anyone runs a business out there that wishes that just loves the sales. It's vital to your business, but ultimately everybody's always trying to outsource sales. And there are companies out there, there's whole operations where they run a call center, you provide them the scripts, and they will do the sales for you. So basically, salesoperation.com can be exactly that, a sales operation, running your call center, helping to take sales away from companies. By that, I mean helping your company outsource their sales. I know there's a lot of people that run, all kinds of call centers and things in the Philippines and everything else. Sales operation could be that. This is a generic domain that is describing, an operation that does sales. Not probably my favorite domain name in the world, but it's still very, very functional for what it is. I would say the problem is, as we run down the 3-minute business plan sheet here, the problem is that that nobody wants to do sales. We want to do it at first, but ultimately we want to pass it off to somebody. And hiring all the sales reps and stuff, I can tell you from experience, it's not the most fun thing to do. You got to do it though. But if you can outsource it to salesoperation.com and you provide them and they work with you to provide the scripts, and then you can hand off all the calls. Basically, this is businesses that are already doing this. I don't deal with them, but maybe you're familiar with them, or maybe you want to run one. And in that case, sales operation would be where you would go to outsource your sales operation for your company. Unique selling proposition is, ultimately, it's the marquee domain name for a sales operation. Your company needs sales, and we have the salespeople to do it. Salesoperation.com. A little bit of authoritative domain name. I think this one will need a little bit of branding because ultimately, operation is not the greatest trigger word. Call to action. We talked about authority hacks last week. Operation is kind of sterile, I think. It's not my favorite word in the world, but currently $12 ends in a day over on GoDaddy. If you're into this, if this is part of what you're already doing, maybe you already have a call center, know somebody that runs a call center, and they're just looking to expand it and get more customers. Sales operation could certainly help them do that. And you can find the people that run those call centers, of course, through targeted ads. So a little bit of information on sales operation, but that is especially important because it's going to bring us into what I'm here to talk to you today about, which is labor. What are you going to spend the most time on? What are you going to spend the most time on? So most people, if I was to say, what do you think, and maybe you run your own business and you can answer this in the chat, but what do you think you're going to spend the most time on when you create a new business? Say you take salesoperation.com and you turn it into a new business, or our first domain, which, let me see, what was that again? Fastingsystems.com, and you turn it. What do you want to spend your time on taking fastingsystem.com and turning into a business, or sales operation turning into a business? So most people, and one of the what I'm asked most frequently about is the development piece. Is that possibly what you thought? Is that what did you think that development? Do you think that development is going to be where you're going to spend the most time? Creating the website, writing the copy, creating the logo, creating the back end database connection that connects to the front end, and all that stuff, which I geek out and love. But is that where you think you're going to spend your time? So I can tell you that the answer is no, it's not development. Development is not where you're going to spend the most time. In fact, by thinking development, this is where so many businesses fail. So many businesses think that development is going to be the thing that they need to do, and they put all their energy, their money, their passion for their new business. They put it into uh, the development piece of their business, and the result is they get a new website up, and they're exhausted, and then it's time for what is actually the most common, or what actually is the most labor. So what are you going to spend the most labor on? Well, it's going to be this. It's going to be marketing and sales and customer service. Anybody come up with that in the multiple choice? So it's going to be marketing, sales, and customer service. So salesoperation.com, there's a reason that's going to be a great business for somebody, because sales is tough. Now here, I will also say, one of the things that people often ask is, okay, what if I need to make an extra $500? What if I want to start my business? Where should I start? I always say start with sales. Find a job somewhere, commission or whatnot, and learn sales. You need, like, I used to sell, well, I've done all kinds of sales in my life, but even as a 16-year-old kid, I got a job at OfficeMax. Oh, is OfficeMax even around anymore? But it's an office store here in this, maybe worldwide. I don't know. Anyhow, OfficeMax, office supply store, and I was selling computers. And this was, the late '90s, well, mid to late '90s, when computers were like just starting to get into people's homes, and people didn't know what to pay. You had everything from a $800 computer to a $3,000 plus computer, and I took my sales. Luckily for me, I took it very serious, the process of doing sales, and developed into a pretty good salesperson as a kid. And that is still very much one of the key things. So you're going to spend your time on sales. Now, of course, it doesn't need to be you. It can be your staff. It can be people that are in your organization. But you're going to spend time finding your customers. That's that whole awareness piece. You got to find them before they can be made aware of you. You're going to spend your time selling them. And this is, let me go on a little bit of a Drew rant, but selling is not selling. It's not like, hey, buy my stuff because it's awesome. All selling is doing exactly what we do here on our 3-minute business plan. It is finding a problem and connecting them with the solution, that being your website. Like, that's all you're doing. Your website, whatever it is that you create, should solve problems for people. And then all you're doing is having a conversation with them, finding their problems and making a connection, providing your solution to them, or possibly an alternative solution. So hopefully that makes sense. So you're going to be spending time finding them, selling them, and then keeping them. So retention. In my case, I spend a lot of time. My entire business is set up around the lifestyle I want, and I encourage you to do this. I truly believe I'm like the wealthiest man there is. Like, I am so super blessed to be able to do pretty much what I want when I want, with the resources to do it. I have time, and later on, I'm going to share with you like the secret philosophy that makes all that possible. The secret philosophy that I use to become like the wealthiest person, super wealthy. I'm going to share that with you in this show. But okay, so you're going to spend a lot of time keeping them, and then finally you're going to spend a lot of time recovering them when they leave. So how do I do all this? Why is this time? I spend a lot of time on reoccurring customers. I love businesses that allow me not to sell a single product, but allow me to build a relationship with somebody through a membership or a subscription-based business. You'll see it on towing.com. All of our customers are members. They pay a monthly fee to be listed on the site, to be featured, to benefit from the tools and different services that Towing.com provides to people. On all these different businesses, if I develop them in order to maintain the lifestyle I want for myself, they would have to be a reoccurring business. And the reason for that, or a business, I should say, that does not involve me, again, more on that secret philosophy there. But you're going to spend time finding them, selling them. And if you're doing reoccurring, you're going to be spending time keeping them as a customer and then recovering them when they fall off or cancel. That's where you're going to be spending all your time, serving that customer. So many people burn out thinking it's all development, and then they get to the end when the development's done, and then they have to actually do the actual work, this labor. Right? It's kind of like it's like Frankenstein's monster sitting on the table. They've just done all the work to build them, but they need that lightning. They need the lightning to shock the monster to bring it to life, and that's going to be the marketing and sales. And ultimately, so many people get burned out before they ever get to provide the lightning. So let's bring the lightning. So you're going to be spending a lot of time on marketing and sales. So that kind of brings up the idea of what do you need to work on most if you're going to do marketing and sales. If you're not in marketing and sales already, you're going to need to work on yourself. You're going to need to work on yourself. You're going to need to become better at marketing and sales to where that is something that you can either hand off to other people through your vision, being able to communicate the marketing sales, know what direction. Because if it's hard for you, ultimately, and you're going to be spending a lot of time doing it, or a lot more of your time doing it than the development piece, you have to spend time getting better at marketing and sales. So, I don't know. What do you think? Am I right? Wrong? I know I'm right. Please. Marketing and sales is definitely it. I wish that I could sit. We can actually here we can develop websites super quick, and I think we did From Thought to Profit, the documentary that's up on our YouTube channel, where we over the course of 6 months we developed out 3 sites. And if you watch that, why did that fail? We built 3 sites. The idea was to get it up to $25,000 in monthly recurring revenue. We developed all the sites. Where they failed was the marketing and sales. Marketing and sales. So we know what to do. It's just it's a lot of work. It's hard work. So be prepared for the marketing and sales. Make sure your energy is ready for that. So okay, let me stop on that. We're going to come up. So we've talked a little bit about how you're going to spend most of your time in marketing and sales. You're going to need to find them, sell them, keep them, and recover them. Them being your customers of your business. So next, we're going to be talking about my secret philosophy that makes me so wealthy. But before we do that, I'm going to dive into another 3-minute business plan. We're going to use these to bookend, and it only makes sense that we go with this one here. So look at that. What do we need to do more of? We need to do more marketing and sales. Domain number 2 was sales operation. So we all want to get rid of the sales in our business. We know you're going to spend a lot of time with it. So sales operation. And then here you go, marketing advisor. And let me just say this. Marketingadvisor.com is a great domain name because people would much rather advise you on your marketing than actually do the marketing. Marketing, I love it, but it's a lot of copywriting. It's a lot of getting into somebody else's bed and thinking about their perspective. So yeah, there you go. So here we go. Starting a timer. Marketingadvisor.com. The rocket's on the launch pad. Marketingadvisor.com is our rocket, and it's looking for a crew over on GoDaddy. The auction ends in 3 days. $510 what it's at, and I imagine it will go higher because, like I said, there's a lot of people out there that are marketing advisors because nobody actually wants to do the marketing. They all want to advise you on how to do it, which is why if you are willing to do the work, if you're willing to do the labor to become a marketer, uh, you're going to be able to have success, which I'm marketing. Okay. Marketingadvisor.com. The problem is that nobody wants to do their marketing. But at the same time, it is absolutely vital to your business that you have a good marketing strategy. So marketingadvisor.com is where you can go to meet a marketing advisor to help you grow your business, to start your business. And so that is the business that I would put on there. Whether it would be a single consultant, a single person that does maybe online trainings that you pay, $4.95 to get access to this online training, or whether it is a directory site, which I love to do. Directory sites where you can go to marketingadvisor.com and meet your marketing advisor in the industry that you're looking to build your business. I like that. Okay. So I would always go the directory path, because that is it's like how I can do reoccurring. It's how I can do business with a lot of small business people, and it's going to support my lifestyle, what I love about, in the life I get to live. So, but okay. So we talked about the problem, talked about the solution being marketingadvisor.com is where you're able to help find people that can advise you and hopefully do the marketing work. That's a little more rare. Unique selling proposition is, where you're going to find a marketing advisor at marketingadvisor.com. That is where premium domain name meets just like booyah, because marketingadvisor.com is a great domain name. It is a marketing domain hack. Last week we talked about how you can kind of cheat some authority on your domain name. Marketing.com would, of course, be an amazing domain name. Advisor.com would be a great domain name. Marketing advisor is a way to combine a couple words, be right authoritative still. So we still have the authority piece on our marketing strategy. Comes from our domain name. You can call up anybody. Time is up, but you can call up anybody. Tell them you're with marketingadvisor.com. They're going to know exactly what it is that you do, and then the awareness piece is going to be basically the outbound sales for reaching the small businesses that need a marketing advisor. So there you go, marketingadvisor.com. How would you build that out if you had marketingadvisor.com and that was just over $500? I'm sure it will go higher. And there you go. So once you learn all those marketing and sales skills that you're going to need to learn for your new business to spend all the labor on, you can get salesoperation.com, put it up on that domain name. The marketing piece, be the marketing advisor, advise people on their marketing. My goodness, you are just set up today. Go do it. Okay. So who's ready for me to tell you a secret? I got a secret. Okay. So, as I mentioned, I consider myself extremely wealthy. And I drive not wealthy in the standard sense. I drive a 2005 Mazda 3 with a big old dent in the hood and the bumpers all boxed in, and the inside of the car was destroyed by my black German Shepherd that's running around here somewhere. When she was a puppy, she'd get anxiety, and she would just chew the car whenever we left her in there for any moment of time. So the seats are torn all up. So not wealthy in the standard sense by any means, but wealthy as in time. Ultimately, I'm here with you right now because I want to be. I can be doing any number of different things, but I really enjoy being able to talk about starting businesses and helping others that are bold enough to take that plunge to start a business. It's like, if I could be part of your story, if I could be part of helping you accomplish your dreams through this show, my goodness, why wouldn't I spend my time on that? Because ultimately, for me, one of the values I have, one of the things that I care about, and I'm guessing you have as well, is you want to impact. You want to have your life matter. You want to do things that help others, impact their lives, but at the same time have an impact on your life, your family, give you the life and the family and the marriage and the friends, all that you want. So if that is the case, which I know it is, if those are the things you want, let me just tell you some of the impact that I have, because this is going to lead you into my secret philosophy, and that is this. So every year, my existing company has, millions of people view the content of our sites. Over 1 million people do searches on our site for towing companies and for transportation companies. And let me see, we have, over 10,000 quotes come in through one of our sites, 100,000 some responses go out on those quotes. We have hundreds of pages of content being created every single day, including Labor Day. We have, and of course, we have, thousands of small businesses that log into our sites, use them, that are our customers, that are the people that we get to impact directly. Now, here's the key. We do all of this, these millions of lives that intersect with ours through our web properties. We do all of it with a team of 8 people. 8 people, not a team of 100, but a team of 8 people. So I hate hiring, and we're not 8 people because I hate hiring. We're 8 people because I know that I don't want to hire. I just don't like doing it. Like I love giving people jobs, but the process of seeking people out is not something I necessarily want to do. So knowing all my weaknesses, knowing the things I hate, knowing what I want, which is freedom, flexibility in my life to maintain my level of wealth, I have a secret philosophy that if you apply it to your business development, what it is that you're doing with these domain names, what it is that you're doing in your business, you will also experience wealth. And that is this right here. Work hard once. Work hard once. That is the philosophy. So there are many people, I imagine lots of people in suits out in New York and Wall Street and things, that make lots more money than what I do. And they get chained to a desk, most of their lives. They have money. What they lack is the freedom and flexibility in their life to be able to do what they want when they want. So having money, but being chained to a desk does not sound like a form of wealth that I would want for my life. So by working hard once, we can actually create the systems necessary to not have to work ongoing. So this is a philosophy that will run through nearly everything that I talk about on this show. I wanted to talk about it today mainly because it is Labor Day. And if you're going to labor, you might as well labor hard once and have that work for you. So what does this look like? Working hard once is basically the idea of, if you're going to work, develop an asset, develop a system, develop something that can be repeated. My, due to all the COVID stuff, we're going to homeschool my 5-year-old daughter. She's starting kindergarten this year, and it really sucks because we didn't get to, have her do her first day where she goes out on the school bus and we wave bye to her on her backpack and stuff. Instead, we decided to homeschool. More specifically, my wife decided to take on that burden and homeschool. And she spent all this time figuring out what that would require. So she did all this research. She purchased certain things to, set up the curriculum, to know what paperwork to file with file with the school district. She did all this work, and I looked at her and I said, you've done all this hard work. What if, what you've done is essentially created a business? You've solved all these problems. You've spent all this time. Now, if you were to create a checklist of all that you've done, create a couple videos of things that you've learned along the way, you could essentially package this as, hey, a homeschool, how to homeschool your kindergartner or whatever, all the resources. She could basically develop a training program. She could work hard once doing what she's already needed to do for her life, package it all together, and then sell that. So she could work hard once. She's already doing the work. So she's already solving the problem. So on the 3-minute business plan, she had a problem. She did all the work, problem solving to find the solution, and she's ready to go to homeschool our daughter, who starts tomorrow as her first day of homeschool. We have a cute little office all set up at home with basically a kindergarten class. Anyhow, super cute. So the thing is in your business, we're identifying problems that our customers need to solve. And if our business is going to solve those problems, if you can solve that problem by working hard once, put together the directory, put together the training program to where it's out there once, to where now you never have to deal with the primary asset again. All you do is marketing and sales. Anyhow, hopefully that's helpful information. So how does that look like in a daily life for me? Whenever I do anything, I am asking myself, how can I work hard once to not have to do a bunch of work again in the future? So even with this show, for example, we have different systems behind the scenes. Mainly, I have a little program, super simple thing that on Mondays or Sunday evenings, I'll look through the domains for that week. I just type them in, and then all I have to do is come in, click a button, that domain's ready to present to you. I worked hard, or specifically Chaz, one of my programmers, worked hard once to make it to where now it's super simple to bring you 3-minute business plans. All of our different sites are made up of systems where we worked hard once to create something, and now we don't have to touch it again. It's going to be there for ongoing. Video is a great way to do that. These videos will be on YouTube for, ever. And anybody that's looking to turn a domain name into a business, they won't benefit from the opportunities that we present on them, but the ideas and some of the things that we talk about will be there forever. So I'm here with you. I don't necessarily consider it work, but ultimately it is. And but we're doing it once, and it's going to be ongoing, benefiting and the world. Not so much me, because there's nothing in this for me other than hopefully somebody will buy me a beer or something when I get together at a real NamesCon, whenever we get back together to do that. You guys ever been to NamesCon? Speaking of NamesCon Online, there's a conference called NamesCon Online that is this week. I will be doing. I'll be speaking at that a couple times. So I believe it is Thursday. I'll be speaking I'll be doing from domain to profit. We'll be doing 3-minute business plans on the domains that appear in the NamesCon online auction. So basically, the way that this works is NamesCon Online. You'd have to just Google NamesCon. So it's names, CON. Actually, I'll just type it in here. So NamesCon Online. I'm not prepared for this. But okay, so there you go. So here's the site. If you Google that out, you're going to go to NamesCon Online. You're going to find the website. If you've never been to a NamesCon, like a real in-life NamesCon, this is going to be a virtual one, and it's free for anybody that's never been to one. So if you're watching this because you're interested in business and you're watching it this week, especially live, you can go over to there, register, get that for free. And what that's going to be doing is it's going to be people like me or other domain investors, people that buy domains for the purpose of selling them or developing them, just in general, a bunch of people that deal with domain names. we're going to be talking about domains. So, but I have a session specifically. Part of it is an auction. So people will sell their domains through this auction. There's some really great domains in there for development, probably 100 domains total that are being considered for this auction. You can see those over on GoDaddy. There's a special drop down that you can see the domain names on. But I'll be talking about those, doing 3-minute business plans one of the days. And then another day, I'm going to be specifically talking about developing a lead site, something that I used to do quite significantly, developing leads. So developing a site that has a form to gather contact information, and then I sell that information over to companies. So I'm going to talk about some of the processes of doing that on a domain name. That session will be on Friday. So if you're around this week, so if you're going to NamesCon, check out my sessions. It's going to be super informal, pretty much exactly like this. Just me having an opportunity to hopefully help you accomplish the dreams and things that you have for yourself. So, okay, I say we do another 3-minute business plan. So here we go. It's not 100% on theme, but this domain name is available. And it is adwars.com. AdWars. Am I saying that funny? AdWars. So anyhow, AdWars. So, okay, I'm going to start the timer. So this domain name's going over on GoDaddy. 4 days is when it ends. $47 where the auction's at currently. And one of the things that is so difficult about ads, whenever you create a banner ad, create a video ad, create a text ad, write marketing copy, any of the things you have to do in marketing, you never know how it's going to work. It can go well, it could go poorly. It doesn't matter what kind of experience you have, things can go wrong. And in fact, you may be aware, one of the things in marketing that happens a lot with ads is A/B testing. So this is where you basically put up one ad, you call it A, you put up another ad as B, and you see which one performs better, and the winner is the ad that you use to show. So that's a little bit of marketing, A/B testing. I think AdWars.com could be like a cool little A/B testing of ads. So maybe it's a tool that allows you to A/B test your ads, and maybe you pay. And so let me get back to the problem is we need to know which ads work best before we put money behind them. There's going to be the development of the ad, which is going to cost money, but then when you actually put like the ad budget behind it. So once you have the ad, you actually have to pay money to get it to show 1,000 times on Google or Facebook. And that's the expensive piece. The expensive piece is the ad buy. So you want to make sure that the ad that you put the ad buy behind, what you put your money behind, you want to make sure that that ad is the best performing ad possible. So that's the problem that we're dealing with. The solution is on adwars.com, we allow you to test out your ads in the public, and our rabid fans will look at your ad and take a guess at, or a poll at which one they believe is going to perform best. On adwars.com, put your ads up against the best ads on the internet or something like that. So we take a poll, then we run those ads with A/B tests, and we tell the people whether they made the right choice or whether they did not. It could be a source of learning as well as just kind of just marketing geeky fun. For $47 or whatever it currently is going for, it could be a lot of fun. How you make money, I say if you want more eyes on your ads, if as a marketing exec you want to have your ad put to the test on Marketing Wars or AdWars, you would pay to feature that ad to get more eyes on it. So that'd be a featured ad war. And there you go. I think it could be a fun website. It would be fun to put it together. And it's right in line with a lot of what we've been talking about today, marketing, sales. So adwars.com, it's also broad enough that you can do whatever it is that you want to do with it. So the question is, how would you develop adwars.com? AdWars.com. Wars. Anyhow, when I was a kid, I went through speech therapy quite a bit for my R's. So yeah, it's one of those things where I always question whether I'm saying it right. Like Rottweiler. What a tough. I could never spell that word. Can barely say it. So anyhow, so there you go. Little bit of speech therapy trauma for Drew. So 9 minutes left. I want to take this time to go ahead and do another 3-minute business plan. And I also invite you to always reach out via chat, via comment, via message through our website if you have questions. So I run through this stuff. I go on tangents. I forget to come back to the right place. Let me know. If I left you on edge, if I forgot to mention something that you really want to know, let me know. So, in fact, Jameson, if you're still here, at the end of last week's show, I tried to answer a question that you asked the week before. So, what you ask, I care to get you the answer. I want to try my best to do that. So please reach out if you have any questions. So the last 3-minute business plan that we're going to do today, pulling this up in my worked hard once on this tool. So now all I got to do is hit a button and voila, data appears on the screen. And here we go. Here's a fun domain name. The fun domain name is hiddencamera.com. Hiddencamera.com, GoDaddy auction. And it is currently up over $1,000. 4 days left. You better darn well believe it's going to be more. So hiddencamera.com is up for auction on GoDaddy this week, ending in 4 days. And what do you think we should put on hiddencamera.com? Hidden Camera. I think it'd be a really good site to sell flowers on. No. Pet food? Yeah. How about we do something with hidden cameras? Okay. Well, that's the authoritative domain name. So hiddencamera.com, there's a bunch of different options you can do with this. If you want to go the entertainment route, you can do hidden camera shows. When I was just out of high school or in high school, one of the earliest domains I bought was pasteaters.com, which was a comedy. It was me and my friends. We were a comedy skit crew, is what we wanted to be freaking Saturday Night Live or something, and we would do all these different skits. Now we never did hidden camera, but nowadays with practical jokers and all these different things, hiddencamera.com could be. I hate those kinds of things, but if you wanted to do something like that, hiddencamera.com could be where you put your show. I would go the route of I steer clear of selling products a lot of times, but at the same time, I think hidden camera, man, how cool would it be to sell like some, those pins that go in the pocket that like have the, small lens and all these different hidden cameras. I've seen cameras that you can put in smoke detectors and alarm clocks. Anyhow, you can't go wrong selling hidden cameras on hiddencamera.com. And when people see that in your ad, right, when they see hiddencamera.com and they're Googling or whatever, you will get more clicks. You will have better ads because your freaking domain name is hiddencamera.com. That matters so much. Like, your ads are cheaper if people click on it more. And if you have a better domain name, it's going to cost less than what it is for the competition. That's one of the powers of having a great domain name. So problem is people are looking for hidden cameras. We're all a bunch of little Dick Tracys running around with our little spy watches, communicators, and things. We want cameras all over the place. I don't know. Maybe not. But anyhow, there's lots of people that do. And where they're going to go to find a hidden camera, they're going to go to hiddencamera.com, where we have hidden cameras, ratings, reviews, product databases, where you can go. It could be done through affiliate stuff, or you could even go the route of allowing a bunch of stores to sell through your site, so that way you can run more of a directory. Nah. Anyhow, awareness, targeted ads for people searching for hidden cameras, spy cameras, some great keywords related to that. So there you go. Hiddencamera.com, great domain name. Some domains are going to be cheap. Some domain names are going to be astronomically expensive. The nice thing is if they're more expensive, it's typically because it was a better domain name, or somebody's wasted a lot of money. I've done both. I've bought really good domain names and I've wasted a lot of money. So hopefully over the course of this show, I've helped you, maybe not this one, but over the course of the last 7 weeks or so, I've helped you learn a little bit about what a good domain name for development is. So, okay. Well, Jameson asked, I forgot what I asked. Well, Jameson, you asked about how would I seed a website for free? So you'll be able to find that answer at the end of last week's show on how I feel about seeding a directory website with free listings. So maybe not the most comprehensive answer, but hopefully I addressed your question. So, but the main thing is, if you have questions, ask them. I'm going to try to get you an answer. Then tune in each week as I go live and try to get you the answers. So I'm browsing my notes, trying to make sure I hit got the main stuff to you. Okay. Well, working hard once, you're probably going to hear me say that 1,000 times. We've done it a lot. Our entire business model is based around this idea of working hard once. And I'm going to be sharing more and more our business model. I'm an experimenter. I consider my office a lab. Everything we do, the businesses we do, it's all to learn and to experiment and figure it out. And what I am looking for with this show is I want to share with you the stuff that's working. Share with you some of the things that allowed me to have success. So there you go. Hopefully it's good stuff. Lee asked if I was going to sell towing.com for $200. Oh, that's super kind of me if I was to do that. But yeah, no chance. I think I shared me buying towing.com last week, maybe. I don't know if I've told that story in entirety. Okay, well, ladies, gentlemen, everybody from around the U.S., whether you're here on a day off or not, thank you for joining me. I hope that some of you will join me for the NamesCon sessions that I'll be at. The one talking about the auctions for NamesCon, where I'm going to do the 3-minute business plans for some of the domain names in that auction. You'll find that some of the domains in that auction will be going for thousands, tens of thousands of dollars. And one of the things I really want to bring to that is this idea that if you're going to, as a domain investor, sell domains, a lot of times you're looking for the end buyer. The end buyer is somebody like me, somebody that buys a domain name to put a business on it. And if you can learn more about what it is that I, as an end developer, as an end buyer, wants in a domain name, you can become a better domain investor. So, and then we're going to talk about the domains that I'm going to present in that auction. So, all righty. Well, thank you so much for joining. Thanks for bearing with me through the technical issues at the beginning. I'm going to get off here. I'm going to track down all the cables. I'm going to figure out what the heck went wrong. And I'll be back here next Monday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, with next week's From Domain to Profit.